I've been halfway around the world, as I might say.
Yeah.
And lucky enough, I was always seemed to be, they always seemed to think I was the right man to put in charge. And I was looking after everything. I had a rest camp for the airmen and for the officers by the sea in India, and they called it Hawke's Bay. And I had 3 cooks and 4 bearers used to look after everything. And I used to supervise, and I went in once a week into the main camp and brought up the rations and put them into a big refrigerator we had and kept them there. And then I looked after everything. Like, I had a great life, as you might say. I'm not complaining.
What did they call you?
The money.
Oh,
Tell us about the money.
oh, before I took over, when I took over, when I paid them all their wages, the head bearer come up to me and he says, "There, Paddy Sam, there's your money." I says, "What's that?" Oh, he says, "We have to give you half of our wages or we don't have a job." I says, "What?" "Oh yes, Paddy Sam, the other man took half our wages." Well, I jumped up, got into the ute and got back to the main camp, and the bastard had got onto the plane and he'd just flown out. If I'd have got him, I'd have strangled him. I was taking half their bloody wages off them every week. Yeah, the miserable bastard. Oh.
Dad, there's an extraordinary story. It's a family story about you strangling a tiger with your bare hands. Is that true or not?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, he was
Is
in
that a
India
true story?
and he was lying in bed in the billet.
Yeah.
And there were wild cats in the rafters.
Cats?
Yeah.
And he was watching and he thought he mightn't, do you not remember?
Yeah.
But tell it yourself.
I forget now.
Well, anyway,
Tell us the story. Go on.
no, I'll finish it for him, he has forgotten. This cat, he was watching him ready to pounce on him. And just as he was sailing down, he let him fall. And he grabbed him around the throat and twisted it. Killed him.
Tell us about the water. What happened with the water? The water tanks.
I used to get a water tank into the village, and the damn thing was emptying out quick, and I couldn't understand it. So one night I lay on top of the billet, the unit, with a big torch, and about 1 o'clock in the morning I hear the water running, and I switched on the torch, and there was 2 fellas with buckets filling them up. And I says, "If you move, I've a shotgun here, I'll shoot you." So they stood still. So I got down and I says, "Look, I says, if you want water, come here during the day, and I'll know when the tanker is empty, I can fill it up again." Oh, they said, "Okay, Paddy Sam." So after that, they used to come from the village for the water, and I gave it to them. I didn't mind. And I went down to the main camp with the big tanker and filled it up again, like a petrol tanker it was, Now,
And he gave them all the food.
I used to give them food as well,
What about your tattoo?
We were in Karachi and we'd had a few drinks and a couple of fellas. We were going back to get the bus and he seen a tattoo artist. "Oh, we're going in." Oh, you know, we grabbed him. We said, "No, you're not going in." "Oh, yes, we are." He says, "You're afraid." So that's how I got this, to show them I wasn't afraid.
The real O'Mara.
They got tattoos all over them. And the next day when they woke up sore, he said, "Why the bloody hell didn't you stop us?" I said, "I tried to, but she wouldn't listen to me." Yeah, the tattoos here, there, and here and everywhere. Yeah, they were sore. God, looking back.
And what about the simulators you used to do, Dad?
Oh, I used to fly the simulators around England, and I used to show the pilots how to fly them. They were like aircraft on the ground, and you had a crab, what they say, on the desk, and you set the course, and the crab would mark it out. It was a pencil mark on the crab was. and as you was flying the course, you'd mark it out, and when you'd finished flying, you could get out and check, and the fellas say, oh, that's spot on. I'd say, hold on a minute, and I'd get the rule, and it says, you're a half a mile off course. And you wouldn't believe it. It looked so near, you know. Oh God, no.
And then he went up in the test plane.
I used to go up for test flights with them as well. Yeah. No.
And he let him fly the plane. So you were driving the plane.
Let me take that badge off you, Dad.
Yeah.
I don't need it anymore.
No, you'll have that tomorrow.
Maybe I'll need it later on, eh?
There's actually more to come, Dad.
Beg your pardon?
There's more to come.
Oh.
You know,
Something else, right?
you've been talking about the things that you've enjoyed in terms of being in
Yeah.
India and Pakistan, and in some sense, it's an extraordinary life. It's about your life, of course, isn't it? And your service actually, because you were working for the RAF and you worked for 10 years for the RAF.
Yeah.
And probably a lot of people wouldn't realise that in terms of all the effort that went into that.
Yeah.
And it's your story about that, but of course it's your story about your life as well.
Yeah.
It goes in many different circles. It's like your story about your relationship with Mum.
Yes.
I mean, so you're in the RAF.
We
and
rode for years.
yes, you rode for years, and sort of that romance over the years, on and off, but eventually it all came together.
Yeah.
And that was even in spite of all of your things in terms of the RAF.
God.
So you were able to somehow work things out and pull yourself together in terms of a good relationship. And here you are now with
So
family.
many around me.
Yeah, family.
I don't know myself.
Yeah, it's an extraordinary kind of cycle, isn't it, in terms of your life?
There's so many.
And you've done so many
children
great things.
and grandchildren.
And I think on behalf of all of the family who are here, I mean that we really value you and love you, Dad.
Thanks very much for everybody.
Yes,
And
in terms of
everything.
what you've done, in terms
I
of
know.
your life, your effort. Because we know in your life there has been moments when there's been ups and
Yes.
downs. And you've put in an extraordinary effort with Mum to sort of get where you have got.
Yeah.
And in some sense it's a celebration of what you've achieved. When you look around you, all your family, in some sense we owe it to both of you in terms of, the things you've done to help us get on with our lives as
Yes.
well.
We used to go strolling up to the canal
I know.
with the old
Oh, I'd
fishing
never
rods.
forget that.
And we'd sit down at the pub
I
and
know.
have a beer and use it, have a lemonade
Yeah.
up along the canal. Yeah, up at the 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
God, looking back.
I know.
It seems like yesterday.
Now, you probably don't know as well that you're actually entitled, because of your services within the RAF, you're actually, because you were in a time when there was that kind of transition when sort of India and then suddenly Pakistan was coming about.
Yeah.
And it was all part of the Commonwealth and there was kind of tensions there and you were involved in all of that. And you sort of helped out, of course, in that situation. And it so happens that through Sean O'Mara, who's Paddy's son, of course, your brother's
Yeah.
son, it so happens that there is a medal that you do get, and it's an original medal in terms of your services within the RAF. So I'd just like to show you that. Look at that medal. You're
That's a
actually,
beauty.
yeah.
Now, Dad, your name is Paddy.
Hold it out and take a photograph.
Yeah.
Finish out here.
No, it's right.
No, let me take the photograph.
Let's
Mrs.
do the photos first.
It's gone in your pocket, Dad.
That's okay.
It should be
Brilliant. Let's just hold it.
let
Can we pin it on? Just hold it.
Pin it on
Just
now.
wait, you will have it on Facebook. Let's go.
The ribbon goes above it now.
Now, the classic thing about this is not to stab you to death.
I know.
You've got enough will.
Dad, you'll find on this medal that your name is engraved around the side of it,
Yes.
and your service number.
Yeah.
So it's Corporal William Noel O'Mara.
You're joking.
Yeah.
She's got all that.
Yeah.
It's only taking you 60
How did you get hold of it? He just asked.
From your service book.
Where's the ribbon?
make sure
There's
it's
the
up
ribbon.
to
That goes above it now.
there.
Yeah.
You pin that above.
That goes above it as well.
Yeah, that's his ranks.
God.
You didn't realise this, that you were entitled to all of this because of your services in the RAF.
Isn't that your rank?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look at
This
it in terms
is to say you're a corporal.
Yeah. which way does this hook in terms of...
There's probably a lock on it, no?
There we go, I think it goes that way. We're just working this out there at the moment, so that's okay.
God, you're all embarrassing me.
There you
I'm
are.
in tears.
That's all right. We're all here because we love you, Dad.
That's okay, it's not brilliant.
That's why everybody's come from far and wide.
Can I actually just, you probably haven't have read this in a long time either, but this is actually his official, your service document. I was just reading it today, and after 10 years, of course, what they do is they sort of do an assessment, and they said your conduct was exemplary, which is brilliant. Your abilities was very good, of course. Your personal qualities as a leader was brilliant, and your cooperation was very good. Now, there was just a small thing down here. It's about how you dress yourself. They rate you either very smart, smart, or untidy. Do you know what you got? You got smart. Not untidy, but smart. So that's not too bad. Yeah.
Where did you get all that information from?
Yep.
We found it all.
From Paddy's son, Sean.
Yeah.
Paddy's son.
Paddy's son, Sean.
Yeah.
Marion was on the internet to him.
Can I fix your...
So it was very, very good of him to do that.
fix this for you now.
Yeah.
It's not quite right.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No.
There you go.
Have a drink if you have.
We'll get you a drink.
I think he needs a drink.